When the world too often feels like it is on fire with Russia's aggression against Ukraine, the horrific situation in Gaza and the Middle East, a redefined transatlantic relationship, and more engagement of Europe across the world, this Parliament and the people we represent are very eager to hear how Europe can step up with new and bold ideas.
Europe is in a fight for a continent that is whole and at peace, for a free and independent Europe, a fight for our values and our democracies, a fight for our liberty and our ability to determine our destiny for ourselves. Make no mistake, this is a fight for our future. So my pitch today is a pitch for unity. Unity between member states. Unity between European institutions. Unity between the pro-European democratic forces of this House. Please join me in paying tribute to Sasha, to Ludmila, and to Ukraine's relentless fight for freedom. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. We must do everything in our power to support Ukraine's children. And that is why I can announce that, together with Ukraine and other partners, I will host a summit of the International Coalition for the Return of Ukrainian Children. Every abducted child must be returned. And just today we have seen a reckless and unprecedented violation of Poland and Europe's airspace by more than 10 Russian Shahid drones. Europe stands in full solidarity with Poland. This is Russia's war, and it is Russia that should pay. And this is why we need to work urgently on a new solution to finance Ukraine's war response and effort on the basis of the immobilized Russian assets. L'Europe défendra chaque centimètre carré de son territoire, mesdames et messieurs. Et dans tous les pays que j'ai visités, j'ai entendu le même message. Il n'y a pas de temps à perdre. Donc, lors du prochain Conseil européen, nous présenterons une feuille de route claire pour lancer de nouveaux projets communs en matière de défense, fixer des objectifs précis pour 2030 et créer un semestre européen de défense, parce que 2030, c'est demain. Et c'est aujourd'hui que l'Europe doit se préparer. What is happening in Gaza has shaken the conscience of the world. People killed while begging for food. Mothers holding lifeless babies. These images are simply catastrophic. So I want to start with a very clear message. Man-made famine can never be a weapon of war. For the sake of the children, for the sake of humanity, this must stop. We will put our bilateral support to Israel on hold. We will stop all payments in these areas without affecting our work with Israeli civil society or Yad Vashem. Second, we will make 2 further proposals to the Council. We will propose sanctions on the extremist ministers and on violent settlers. And we will also propose a partial suspension of the association agreement on trade-related matters. in the longer term, the only realistic peace plan is based on two states, living side by side in peace and security, with a secure Israel, a viable Palestinian Authority, and the scourge of Hamas removed. That is what Europe has always stood for, and it is time to come together and help make this happen. Later today, I will meet CEOs from some of the largest European tech companies. They will hand over their European AI and tech declaration, and this is their commitment to invest in Europe's tech sovereignty, and I'm absolutely grateful for that. This is the way it should go in the European Union. We're firmly on track to achieve our 2030 targets to cut emissions by at least 55%. This is the power of the European Green Deal, and we must stay the course on our climate and environmental goals. This is a must, honourable members. Nurses, teachers and firemen cannot afford to live where they serve. Students drop out because they cannot pay the rent. Young people delay starting families. This is why still this year, after receiving your input, we will present the first ever European affordable housing plan. I believe Europe should have its own e-car. E for environmental, clean, efficient and lightweight. E for economical, affordable for people. E for European, built here in Europe with European supply chains, because we cannot let China and others conquer this market. No matter what, we all know the future will be electric, and Europe will be a part of it. The future of cars and the cars of the future must be made here in Europe. We have put our companies at a relative advantage because some of our direct competitors face much higher tariffs from the US. Yes, their baseline might be lower, but when you account for the exceptions that we secured and the additional rates which others have on top, we have the best agreement without any doubt. But I want also to be crystal clear on one point. Whether on environmental or digital regulation, we set our own standards, we set our own regulation. Europe will always decide for itself. We have strengthened the link between funds and the respect of the rule of law, and with the next long-term budget, we will go even further. Respecting the rule of law is a must for European funds now and in future. We as a society taught our children that they could not smoke, drink, or watch adult content until a certain age. I believe it is time we consider doing the same for social media. Wir brauchen ein System, das menschlich ist, ohne naiv zu sein. Wir müssen mit der Rückkehr abgelehnter Asylbewerber in ihre Heimatländer ernst machen. Es kann doch nicht sein, dass nur 20% derjenigen, die nicht bleiben dürfen, Europa tatsächlich verlassen. 80 years ago, our continent was hell on earth. 40 years ago, our continent was divided by a wall. But on each occasion, Europeans decided to fight for a better future, to make itself whole and to make the whole strong. And that is what I will strive for every single day with you, honourable members. Long live Europe. Thank you so much.